Hey folks, Richard Todd here, the voice of the Patriots, with Coach Steve LaPrade to talk about the game against Stratford. It was a 36-10 win for the Patriots, and we'll talk about that and a lot more with Coach Steve LaPrade at FDfootball.com. Stand by, and look back at the games next. And welcome back as we have Coach Steve LaPrade here to talk about the game against Stratford. But Coach, before we get to the Stratford game, let's talk about the last couple of weeks. After the home opener 64-40 win, go on the road, and anytime you can win on the road, it's a good thing. You win at Carolina Forest by a touchdown, you get a 1-point win on the road at Cane Bay. Offense averaging about 40 points a game, defense giving up about 30 points a game. Going into this game, what was your message to the team?
Well, if we keep scoring 40 and giving up 30 the whole year, it'll be a good thing. Okay, but no, we just tried to clean things up. You know, we've been giving up too many points and obviously making a lot of mistakes on offense. And I think we kind of did some of that. We still made more mistakes than I'd like tonight. But, you know, we're playing really, really hard. The kids are playing hard. We're maturing, you know, as we go. But, you know, we made big plays. And I told them coming in this game, this is Stratford. They're going to play you hard. They're going to play you tough. It's close by. It's a rivalry for us. So I'm happy. I'm really happy.
Well, you know, the whole state's watching for Dorchester, starting out 3-0 and highly ranked. A lot of people last year said the team would go as far as the defense carried. And a lot of people this year saying the team would go as far as the offense would carry. What's your reaction to that kind of statement about the board right now?
Well, start the season, that's what I thought. You know, but really, you know, the defense has kind of saved the offense behind here. You know, they had two big stops tonight. You know, I think our defense is really maturing. You know, Fort Dorchester's always been known as a defensive school. We do have more weapons than we've ever had before on offense, and can score more points. You know, we scored more points already probably this year, and maybe some years we scored the whole year. I'm sure we have. Matter of fact, I can remember those tough years. But you know, I'm happy with, like I said, I'm happy where things are at, and I don't know if it's just going to be how far our offense takes us. Last year was a no-brainer. Our defense was so good. But I really think it's really going to be a team effort this year. I really think it's going to take all three areas.
As we see the highlights for the first half, you know, Stratford gets an early safety, goes up 2-0. Fort Dorchester gets up 17-2. Let's talk about the offense in the first half. To carry on Joyner, great moves, great passes, great running. Datron James would end the game with another 100-yard game, and the receivers doing a really good job as well. Plus, that late touchdown at the end of the second quarter really seemed to be a big momentum shift, because it was 17-10 then and 24-10 at the half.
It was, you know. Well, I thought we did a good job of clock management. We got stopped there on defense, and you know, we had 2 timeouts. You know, like I said, we can really score on anyone. We are very, very.
You had a 2-yard touchdown drive and an amazing catch also in the end zone. Just some really explosive offensive power.
Yeah, we're very explosive on offense. You know, we just got to get a little more steady in between the explosive and between the explosions. You know, but yeah, that was a big touchdown for that. That was huge.
That was big, and they made it 24-10 at halftime for Dorchester. We're going to take a look at the second half highlights and a little preview to the game on the road at Goose Creek plus homecoming coming up soon as well, as we continue our conversation with Coach Steve LaPrade here on the Coaches Show, the Fort Dorchester football coming up next. And welcome back with Coach Steve LaPrade after the 36-10 victory for Fort Dorchester over Stratford. Let's talk about the second half. No points for Stratford in the second half. Defense really stepped up. I think it was 4 different 4th downs that your defense stepped up and stopped Stratford, but Stratford's red zone efficiency was not good at all. The defense, best game of the year for the defense.
I agree. You know, I just feel like we're finding ourselves on defense, and that really makes me happy. You know, because I know we got the power on offense, and we got really good athletes on defense. Yeah, I think we had 2 kids again tonight, 2, maybe 3, that even played in football last year on our varsity on defense. So that kind of tells you what those kids are doing.
Your receiving core as well had a really good game as well, with the carry on throwing some great passes.
They did, you know. Raekwon Simmons and Adonica Sanders and DeAndre Champagne, they kind of hold that thing down, you know. And all 3 of them have great speed. They got great leaping ability. You know, they just, and to carry on, you know, early in the years having trouble with the ball boy, he's not anymore. You know, and then he's, you know, God forbid you cover those guys up and he starts running.
I know, and he's just so elusive. And Adonicus with a great catch in the end zone. And now let me ask you about special teams,
right?
Because you had a few problems with the long snaps and fumbles on the punt, and the punting was having an issue. And then on your own 8-yard line, a fake punt that goes 92 yards for a touchdown. Yep. What was the thought behind that call?
Well, I knew they were bringing everybody. They had the time before, you know, but remember the Bobby Bowden years, I kind of felt like, oh my God, you know, and I knew it would go if we could execute it, but that was probably the longest 10 seconds before that ball. I'm like, oh my God, if we don't make this, I'm gonna look like the biggest idiot in the world. The kids made me look good. It was one of those calls you don't ever want to make, but you feel like you need to make, and I did. The kids executed, and wow, what?
You're a genius when it works, and
yeah, I'm a genius right now. Yeah, I could have been a donkey, but no, I'm a genius right now. You're right.
Well, a 92-yard fake punt to really seal the game away, 36-10, the final score. Fort Dorchester starts the season 4-0, and now you go on the road to Goose Creek. Goose Creek having troubles with Somerville tonight, but Gators are always tough at home, and there's always a matchup that the Fort and you guys always have great games over the years.
Oh boy, that's gonna be something. You know, I'd heard through the grapevine they suspended a lot of kids this week. You know, so I'm pretty sure they'll all be off suspension next week.
So, for you guys,
but that's okay. You know, it'll be good. It'll be. You know, we don't have any easy games anyway. We got a tough schedule, but that one's you know, that one's a bragging right for around these parts.
Just out of curiosity, with the team at 4-0, is it easy to keep the team focused on week to week rather than looking at the long view of things?
Yeah, you know, I mean, kids in general anymore, they don't focus on long time.
That's true.
That part's kind of easy as far as coaching. It used to be a problem. It's really not anymore. So that part's not too difficult. You know, it's just really getting them focused in on that game. You know, they really sometimes they have a hard time focusing. You know, I don't know if we as adults sometimes do a great job on teaching our kids how to focus.
Well, I'll tell you right now, the defense sure was focused tonight. 36-10, the final score. Fort Dorchester on the road at Goose Creek. Then 2 weeks, September 25th, it's homecoming 2015. All former Patriots, come on out and celebrate your Fort Dorchester Patriots as they'll host the Wando Warriors at Bagwell Stadium with the 7:30 kickoff. Coach, congratulations. Good luck on the road at Goose Creek.
All right.
And remember, you can follow the Patriots on the road at any time of the year with all your football information at fdfootball.com.